Holly, it's been real. Caesar and I are honorary Canadians. We're still looking for that special person to like get that real citizenship.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
don't even they don't even have to be that special, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I'm on VPNs every day in Vancouver. Come on now.
You know what I mean?
I see you repping that TFC jersey all the time
Yeah, you know what I'm
too.
saying? I'm out here, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here, dog. Let's
You
go.
get that
I'm
Vancouver
out
flag. I
here.
don't know where my Canada flag is. I don't know where it is. But we did have Canada qualifying for the World Cup. Now, I do think it's racist. They put them in Group F, which is kind of tough. They got Belgium, Croatia, and Morocco. But I want to know, Holly, what do you think their chances are of leaving that group?
Honestly, I could see it. I could see them leaving the group. I feel like the only big threat is Belgium.
Mm.
Belgium always come out as like actually, we've been saying this for years that Belgium are a dark horse. They're definitely not a dark horse anymore. They're good and they always do pretty well. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
They're just old. Their World Cup win, they had that or World Cup or Euro win. They had that,
It was the final.
yeah. And you know, I don't think I don't see them as a potential threat. Morocco, I think that'll be their easy dub in the group. But what concerns me is that there's so many injuries in the Canada squad right now. Whether it's either injuries or a lack of play time in their club team.
Who?
So we have Davies on and off. I know he came back this week, but he's on and off injured. We have Jonathan Osorio plays in the MLS. He's kind of been fighting something for quite some time. Stefan Estacio and Kyle Larin, they play for Porto and a Belgian side.
To
And
Anderlecht.
Anderlecht.
yeah, and they don't get play time, and that's what you move to Europe for, right? So that kind of worries me, especially since the World Cup is in starting in a couple months now.
Yeah,
And we have
November.
Canada has a couple games coming up in September, some friendlies. So honestly, we'll see how that goes. But I think that's what will be the biggest concern for Canada right now is that they don't have the depth. So if these players are getting injured, we don't have the depth. And if they're not playing, that's kind of a concern for John Herdman. Like, you want your players to play regularly and then come to the Canada squad, fit in form and all that. So I'm a bit worried, but I do see them leaving the group at least.
Sorry, it's
Probably second.
Club Bruges. Sorry.
Oh,
Kyle Larin, Club Rouge.
But it
That's
looks
right.
like he's played in every match so far this season. He hasn't scored
He
yet.
hasn't scored yet, and he hasn't played over 18 minutes
Oh,
per match. So that's what's concerning a bit. So the lack of play time for him is concerning. And he was on fire during Canada's qualifying World Cup qualifiers. So I don't know why he's not getting the play time, to be honest.
I got beat.
former drunk driver.
That's one of the wildest videos ever. That's a classic. But no,
Kyle
I got beat
Larin?
with him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
What?
He got trouble in America, wilding out.
Former drunk driver driving on the wrong side.
Wrong side of the road. Oh yeah.
I
dog.
am
He might be a
shook.
terrorist.
Huh?
He might be a terrorist.
Wild accusation again. I got to see him live against El Salvador, and I was very annoyed with him. But that's all I got to say about him.
Did you go to that game?
Oh, there was like 3 open goals, 1-on-1 with the goal, and he kept soaring it all over the place. I'm like, I can't do this, man. It's hot out here in LA. It's a Copa America qualifier. You gotta stop doing this to me, dog. But no, I mean he was balling the Besiktas though.
He was.
I think like Canada. I'll say this. This is my bold, crazy prediction. I don't think Belgium's gonna advance out the group.
Oh, stop!
I think
it.
No, I'm saying it, dog. Let me talk. Let me talk. I think we're sleeping a little bit on Croatia. I think Croatia's still a solid team. And I think Canada can sneak into that second place, dog. Belgium has, of course, one of the greatest midfielders in the world, De Bruyne.
Okay.
Then what?
Caesar, stop it, dude. Stop it.
Lukaku, is rough right now at Inter, dog.
CJ, they got Thorgan Hazard.
Thorgan Hazard, come on, he don't score more than 9 goals in his life. What are we doing here?
They got Don Decker.
Don Decker, Doku, I think just tore his ACL. Who's the little baller winger from Rennes? He just tore his
Courtois.
ACL. Yeah. Doku's out, so he's not going to be at the World Cup.
What's the little black dude's name? The one that used to be running around?
Doku.
No, the other one. Where they were saying like he don't listen to nobody. I forgot.
I don't know, dog. That team is what's his name? Who's the Afro guy? He's like 39. He can
Axel Wetzel.
Axel Witzel. I don't know where he's at now. You know what I'm saying?
Atleti.
I think that team had its peak and its dark horse era. You know, like a lot of those guys have moved on. Like their starting strike. I don't know. I don't see and like a lot of the players in our team like that need to be like advanced offensively, having like great results right now internationally or just in their leagues. I think that it might be rough for them. And Hazard, who was like a centerpiece, he like can barely crack time or points or goals at Real Madrid. So I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of rough for them.
You know what, Caesar? I take it back. I agree with you.
I'm looking at
their team.
It's kind of rough.
The thing I'm most shocked by is Divock Origi is 27. That blows my mind.
I mean, I literally saw him in person in 2014 in Brazil. My friend, time has passed.
Was he 13 then? Like, what the hell?
He was starting for them back then. Big guy.
But no, honestly, that team is kind of rough. And
De Bruyne can make anything happen, but I think you're just relying on too much. Like it's like their team isn't like, oh, like there's endless options. Like to them, it's like everything has to work out perfectly in the World Cup. Nothing works out perfectly. Like everything is crazy because you don't get enough time to train together. You don't have enough time to develop a proper offense. So it's just a lot of sporadic craziness. And I think that like their top players are either like a lot older or like some players are going to be missing. So I don't really know what they're going to do. Mertens is like older too. Like what are you really going to do here?
No, honestly, I could see Canada. I do think Croatia is pretty good. And honestly, Morocco, like I wouldn't sleep on Morocco either.
No.
They're always a strong side too. But I feel like Canada has the forwards for the World Cup.
Canada is the dark horse.
You know, like Jonathan David, I feel like is like a World Cup type of forward. I think Kyle Larin is too, like big, strong, get in the air, do their thing. I feel like Jonathan David, like when you look at him, I watched him a lot at Lille. Like he doesn't have like all those attributes, but he's fearless. Like he's somebody who like is very relentless, and I like him a lot. We could be celebrating with Canada leaving the group this year.
I'm down.
That's why I can see it, but it just worries like I said, like the lack of depth a bit. But Jonathan David, he's returned to form at Lille this season. He started the season off with like 2 goals and an assist, like after a kind of a rough end to last season. So that's always good to see too. But I just hope that we can bring a solid squad and they make it out of the group at least. But I see a second place finish for sure, whether it be Belgium or Croatia first.
Who else a baller is that? Hoylett, Junior Hoylett. He's a baller too. I like him a lot. I remember he's like the one that I've seen him wear the 10 before for Canada. It says he's plays for Reading, but he's a baller. I like him. He's good.
Yeah, he's been all over in the UK. But he is good. Yeah, I like him.
You know what? There's going to be 2 teams that I'm cheering for a lot, for sure. It's going to be Canada and the Canada of South America, Uruguay, and I'm also going to be cheering for the Canada of Europe, Portugal. But no, honestly, like I was very proud of Canada qualifying the way they did. Also,
yeah, they balled out.
They were incredible. Don't ask me if I watch any of those matches, but I was like, wow, they keep on winning. I'm down. Does anybody remember how they did against USA or no?
They did well. I'm bad. I worked those games. I actually cover because the place I work for, One Soccer, we have the rights to the Canada men's and women's team. So I was pretty much working every game and saw like every step of the World Cup qualifiers, which is really cool. And then I got to go to the game actually where they officially qualified against Jamaica, and there were some scenes. There were some scenes in downtown Toronto that day. It was really cool.
That's dope.
But
Was there fights?
no fights. No, not
Oh.
that I saw. No fights. It was freezing that day as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Yeah, no
So
one
I
fights
was a
in the
bit
cold.
I was kind of miserable actually watching the game, but it was fun to watch.
No Drake curse, right? No Drake curse.
No, we were actually worried about that because but for real, because it is a curse.
True.
And
He does have a stigma on some of these teams. It's weird.
yeah, and that night after they won, and then they met up with him like that same night, and they like, had they like partied with him after, like had drinks with him, and I was like, oh no. Tajon Buchanan took a picture with Drake, and I was like, no, please.
Wait,
Out
Holly,
for the season.
You didn't go? You didn't go with them?
No, wasn't invited to that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Damn. Would you have gone? Keep it real.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be part of that curse.
Because I don't know if you're a Drake.
Holly participate in the curse. Like, I'm down.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're a Drake hater or not.
No, I don't hate Drake.
Okay. Yeah, that's
It's
our
kind of
boy.
hard to.
Yeah, that's our guy. Caesar's a big Drake lover. You are. Okay. Okay, really what I want to talk about, this is the most important thing actually. Next year in Australia and New Zealand is the Women's World Cup, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
How are we gonna get us three out there covering the Women's World Cup? How are we gonna do this? Because let me be real. I've always wanted, like, ever since we got connected with Holly, Caesar, I've always wanted the We Made It podcast blow up to include Holly. I'm gonna keep it real.
This is true. I agree. I remember this.
Guys, thank you.
This is true.
I'm like, can we have Holly too? This
I'm
is
like,
back
no, only one Canadian. And it's us two combined equal one Canadian.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it could take off next year. Wait, when are they doing the Women's? I guess it'll be in the summer. So it'll be the winter in New Zealand, the Commonwealth.
I would love to go down there with y'all too, and for just to be New Zealand. That's like a dream. Like, I've always wanted to go to those countries. That'd be sick. That's a great place to host a World Cup. That's dope.
Yeah, that is. That's actually that'll be really cool. And it's gonna happen.
Okay,
we're gonna go.
There it is. I believe it.
You heard it here right now.
Hopefully they don't have matches in Perth. That's on the whole other side.
I don't have to go to that.
So hopefully
you only get tickets for one area though.
No, but Caesar, we're going to be covering the World Cup.
Oh.
We're going to be covering those. Look at him already being lazy. See?
Hey man, I'm down under. I'm chilling, dog. I'm definitely not sober every game. I'm just hanging out, man.
Caesar, we're going to be working, dude. Look at this fool.
Another important question. Another important question though, is this self-funded?
Or no, we're gonna be one of these networks or whoever.
Yeah, they're gonna pay way. Okay, self-funded. What the hell?
We're covering it. You know what I mean?
I'm working down there.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
What?
Okay, we got 2 minutes left. Holly, is this gonna be the last time you come on the show, or are we gonna make you somewhat regular?
No, I'd love to come back on. We should make it a regular thing. I'm down.
Hey yo,
let's do it.